Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another TRC podcast where I'm your host, Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
What's up, Dane?
What's up? And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, welcome back.
Welcome, welcome. This is nice. So it's good having Levi back in the studio here. The last time we did this, you were off in the netherworld, but now we got you here.
I was broadcasting from the MOS HQ.
Yes,
I wasn't
very
in the
official.
netherworld.
Now, I want to address, before we get into housekeeping or anything, those of you watching right now, you're like, oh no, I don't like sports. Is this going to be a totally sports-themed, podcast? No, it is not. But I figured it was just a relevant theme to throw out there. We'll talk about the game a bit, but you know us. We're going to talk about a lot of other stuff, too.
A lot of other stuff.
That way you don't get too scared if you're not into the old pigskin, punting and kicking.
Levi,
and so
I noticed
forth.
that you were in the hometown today, right?
Rocking
Good looking
the hometown,
flannel.
trying to look good for Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
And I wanted to, again, give a shout out to my Valentine.
What is this?
Maybe I should call that the No Way hometown because that
Got
looks
this
kind of
right here.
Spider-Man-y.
Wow.
Look at this shirt.
What is
Look how
that?
great this shirt is. Look at
Oh.
that. Can we get a shot of that, Glenn? Can you get
That
in
is
there?
so cool. What is that?
So
That's
this,
pretty rad.
This is Alex Russell's podcast, the Detail Solutions podcast. If you're not listening, you're missing out.
Now, for the
Are
uninformed,
you?
what's the significance of our big primate friend here?
Well, because Noxie told him that he was going to take over the podcasting realm like King Kong.
oh.
So he made a shirt
Okay.
based on that.
Bold.
So
Bold
anyway, I got
choice.
this shirt. I tried to show it last week in the podcast. I'm going to need you to take a picture of me looking
Okay.
fly in it.
Okay.
So,
So
that I can
did they
post it to
send
my
enough
social
shirts
medias.
for all of us?
No, I
Okay.
only got
Oh.
it because I was the only guest. I think he reached out to you guys, and
Nope.
you guys
I
just
had never-
ignored him.
Never
good to feel wanted.
Never got an email.
I like to answer everybody's comments and questions when they
I would
ask
wear
if
a
I want to be
gorilla
on
shirt,
that podcast.
right?
I know you would.
I am King Kong.
Here's what we do. You and I take a picture, we send it, post it, and then I message Alex to go, hey, I need another extra large for
okay.
Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's all.
He'll
I
go.
understand. Shirts are tough, man, because you can't just give those things out, right? It costs
Right.
money, right? You got
Well-
money. You got money to those things.
Well,
So
he
I know
gave
what
them
it's
out
like.
to everybody that has been on his podcast. So he walked around Mobile Tech with enough shirts for every single person that had been on his podcast.
Yeah,
that's
that's
how
good.
he gave those out. So
That's nice of
you
him
know,
to do that.
friends like David Patterson, Aaron Knox,
Yeah,
some of the gang hanging out and
wearing shirts together.
wearing cool shirts together.
Yeah,
So
So,
that sounds nice.
barring that, what else
Well,
do we have going on?
Here's
What's
the other thing.
housekeeping?
Here's the other thing.
This
So you know how I like to say I like to
fine
get
Monday
on
morning.
all these podcasts, right?
Yes.
So here is something that's going to be happening. I got to hold on, let me get my dates right. But Glenn, if you could pop that up on the screen, we're going to have our friends Marcy and Alex Tran on the podcast on the Q&A Thursday.
Yeah, I like those guys.
They're going to be talking about their detailing summit that they have created. Let me pull up if my email will work here so that way you guys can see it. But it's their Detailers Marketing Summit, or Detailers Masters Academy. Sorry, spelled
yeah.
that all wrong. But anyway, you will put the link I'll put the link in the comments. Click on that link. You guys can get signed up for it. We're also, you'll see it's been posted in the Rag Company podcast discussion group, or now, as Dane changed the name to what is it?
Oh, it's just the Rag Company group.
There you go. So
Just
we're going to be
exclamation point.
posting that, but basically it's their version of it's a week-long kind of summit where there are 10 folks like myself,
Yeah.
Ivan LaCroix, a number of folks that are giving business advice. So for those of you guys that listen
Online thing?
online, it's free, completely free. You just get your link. I'll send the link out. You guys click on that link. Get yourself registered, and then you can click on that link starting on February 22nd, and you can watch throughout the week as they release new content. So
Okay.
kind of a really cool thing, and I'm really excited to have Marcy and Alex on here. They've been in the group for a long time. They have a little detail shop down in Houston, in between Houston and Austin, and they are just an amazing power couple that are doing stuff with their business, and they're just trying to share it. They've learned from all of us. And they learned from Detox. They've learned from the podcast. They've learned from all of our YouTube videos. And now they're taking a lot of those, as well as all the other detailers that they've met and talked to. And they're trying to take what we do, take all that information and give it back.
Package it together and then give it back.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Right? We do that same thing. We try to create all this content. We're trying to educate and help you guys All you got to do is watch the YouTube channel.
Yeah, nobody's being charged for this. You only
Nope.
submit something if you want to.
Yeah,
Super chat or
and that's
whatever.
how this is. They're doing
Yeah.
all of this out of their own pocket, and it's free to watch, to attend, to hang out. So please go give them a check out on that link, and then and then we'll have them here for Thursday Q&A for probably about an hour. Have them hang out. They're going to talk about their thing,
Yeah.
but then I also want them to be able to answer some questions and comments and stuff.
So like first half of the show,
Yeah,
we're thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
And we'll have them pop in, and that's it. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's the main majority housekeeping. Anthony, what other housekeeping do we have?
Oh, geez, Levi. So we do have a couple things that we need to cover. First and foremost, right? We need to redo. We need to redo this.
What?
Bad.
What happened?
You see, Levi, you jumped the gun with this, and I figured that this was going to happen.
What?
You said, "Hey, we're going to get started," and I'm like, "No, we're not quite ready yet. We can't fully commit to this. There's too much going on right now."
What's going on?
And that was the UK cut. Yeah, I know. You see, right when I said it, I knew you were gonna. Oh,
When did I talk about the UK cut?
we went live on Facebook? Says that when we said the UK cut started, but we never weighed in again.
That was like a month. That was like
That was
5 weeks
like,
ago. That was like 5 weeks ago.
Well, if we could tie
Yes.
this into the Olympics, that was like a false
So-
start. Somebody
Wow.
went before
Yeah.
the starting gun went off.
I guess
So-
I should have said.
But I've
that,
been going live every Monday morning
No, it's just you by
on the
yourself.
podcast here.
Something is off.
So we didn't follow through
No.
super well with that, and so we need
Our
to
bad.
probably set a new, and which is unfortunate because I know a lot of people have already kind of started to
Hey,
lose weight.
if they've
start
already
to-
started, that's
start the
fine.
weight loss journey, and that's
Keep
great.
going.
But I think what we need to do is set up a better. We didn't really talk about it too much before we went live that one day. We should probably develop a game plan. And what happened is that there's just been so much going on with people, in and out of the office, right? With and Gabe, right? Which we didn't even tell people. I don't think
We
told
haven't
people.
yet, no.
Gabe, right, had his baby, which is
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
congratulations to Gabe.
They had a little boy.
But he's been expecting, so he's out of the office, and so it's been
Well, and then
just a little bit.
sicknesses and things like
Yeah,
I've
it's
been
just-
out and you've been out and you've been out and the house.
I haven't
and-
been out once. Actually,
Yeah,
I've been here every
you've
single
been-
day.
you've been gone like every
I've literally
week.
been here every single day since my child. I
crazy
came back from
ride.
my child being born. But so I will say that we probably need to establish something that's a little bit more set in stone
Yeah.
for this with a board and start like an actual start date. Because the reason why I say it is because I don't want to say, okay, we're starting sometime mid-February. It doesn't make sense. Like, we need to actually have like a good starting date, whether it be the beginning of March or it might start after TRC, as TRC would technically be kind of ending around, the April 1st kind of time range.
Well, and let's be real. There's a lot of food around TRC.
And, yeah, and there's a lot of food, and there's just a lot of guilty pleasures and whatnot.
Well, it's
and
hard
so-
hours.
So it's hard hours. Yeah, we're eating just whatever we can eat. But I've just noticed that, I was on track there for a good while. I was drinking a gallon a day. I'm
You're
trying to
doing
get
good.
all of my meals.
Yeah, we were
And
talking
then-
about our walks. We were
and then-
going on things. We
So
doing stuff.
then what kind of happened was things just started getting,
well, we had a faulty
apart.
scale.
Well, faulty scale.
That really.
And then
threw
we did
it.
two. We've been doing our shoots. Our TRCMA intro shoots are a very big production thing where we're out for the entire day, and so we're just trying to grab whatever the heck we can eat while we're out there doing this, which includes maybe breakfast burritos
From
that
Hawkins
are,
Pack Out.
that are dipped in oil, like literally submerged in oil.
Started a grease fire with that thing.
They were delicious. though.
I literally was breathing.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
could
then we
feel
climbed
the
a
thing.
mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
We
ate
went
those
right after
put
that
those in
and
there,
climbed
and
the
then
mountain.
climbed a mountain.
So we just, we haven't been quite on track. So let us kind of figure out, find our grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And figure out when a good place to start is. And we also normally pull Jeff into the mix on
Yeah,
this.
he
right?
weighed in.
Yeah, he weighed in, but we need to
got
get
our
him,
weigh-ins.
get his input to see what he would like to see
Yeah.
as well with this. So, okay, so that's one thing. So the second thing was that Gabe had his baby. His name's Aiden, right? He's very cute, very, very cute. I think he looks a lot like Gabe.
Does
He does.
And he's like, "Do you really think so?" I'm like, "Dude, I think, yes, I think so."
Like how your daughter looks like you.
She's starting to look like Katie, man. She's way too pretty to be my daughter, so I think that she's looking like Katie. But so I would say besides that, though, the sale was a big success. From last week, right? Our Valentine's Day sale, that was really fun. I emphasized this on Thursday. If you didn't pick up those Dragos
Ooh.
And you
for a
missed
bucket
out.
towel,
And you missed out.
You missed out. Sorry, man. that was not a good move if you didn't place the order for those Dragos, because that was seriously.
Could you imagine if you would have placed that order? You could have been given that loved one of yours a dozen Dragos.
Well, not just a dozen
Today.
Dragos, but they're
Could have been given
just
them to him
such
today.
good towels.
Could have been like, here
they're
you
an
go.
amazing towel for
They're
a
like, why did
bucket
you buy
towel.
these?
It's very Valentine's appropriate. I mean,
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
So, speaking of which, our Valentine's Day sale has come and gone, right? But today is what?
Valentine's Day.
Oh my gosh. Where is
Whoa.
our theme? Glenn.
Someone dropped the ball.
Can we get some hearts in here? Do we have some cookies? Some
No.
any
We do. They're out on the
candy?
stool.
They're all out there. I
Can we
think
get
my mom
some?
brought
Yeah,
those
your
in.
mom
Very
came
kind.
through.
This is
She came through early. She come in yesterday and decorate for
I
everybody.
mean,
She
I was
brought-
here early, but
brought
she was
all
here
these,
earlier.
I am not feeling the love.
There we
right
go.
now. What else
All
we got?
right.
Do we have anything else heart related?
There we go. We got
Any
them.
other
Here we
themed
go.
things?
There we go.
Here we go.
So-
Got some chocolates.
That's what we
Let's
got.
crack into these
Can we-
things.
Dane, can we change the color on this to red?
Jimmy,
I'm
can you
sure
change
that
the
could
color
be
to
done,
red?
But maybe not necessarily right this second.
Yeah, you
oh,
can.
look at
That's
that.
the thing.
Okay.
Jimmy, change the color. Get it
Oh,
going.
yeah.
man.
Get us
this is
some red
just
on
getting
there.
all kinds of derailed.
red.
I feel bad that we're not theming this the way that
I know,
things
right?
probably
We
should
really
be
dropped the
themed.
ball on this. Sorry,
Well,
guys.
This
Apologies.
is how
Sometimes.
crazy things get. They come and go. So
Jimmy
Tay-
can't even make those things work.
Okay.
Jimmy, you just push the button. It's a button that has
This
a
is
color
really
on
compelling
it.
video
There
for
you
those
go.
who are
Yeah.
watching right now.
You can
we
do
apologize.
it. Come on,
and
you
for
got
those
it.
of
You
you
get
who
it.
are
There you go.
listening,
Wow,
it's
that
even
was
worse.
great.
Why are you going
Hey, there
straight
we
through
go.
my
All
head
right.
to do that?
You got to shoot it at get that laser.
Gotta
beam
shoot it in my
into the-
head to
oh,
make it
that
work
would change
right.
the other one. All right.
Wow. To the folks who are listening right now, they are probably
That's
so
great.
confused.
Wow, this is
They
awesome.
just don't know what
I'm gonna
is
change
happening.
my light
Oh,
more
wow, that's
on.
weird. I feel a
God,
headache
it's
coming
so
on.
bright. Can't look
All
down.
right,
Hey,
moving on.
That's enough of that.
Anyway, so
Here, I'm just trying to share
Our,
this out to more
so
people.
We are working with.
can you get those back on?
We are working
Anyway.
with today being Valentine's Day, and so do you have a Valentine in mind, Levi?
Already gave my wife her Hey, there we go.
Ooh, we'll take it.
There, festive.
Put
Oh,
that
yeah,
right
right
there.
in front of my face.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Um,
I look like a Dr. Seuss character. This is great.
So, this morning, last night actually, we're sitting watching the Super Bowl. My wife goes, "We're not doing anything for Valentine's Day, right?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "Like, you don't have anything planned for Valentine's Day." And I said, "Carly, in the 16 years that you've known me, have I ever planned anything for Valentine's Day?" And she goes, "That's true. You never have." And I said, "So why would I start now?" And
would
she
be
goes, "Right." And she goes, "Okay, because I didn't get you anything." And I said, "No, I figured as much. That's cool."
Yeah.
So what do we do this morning?
Yeah.
Augie came walking in
Yeah.
with a card this big
Oh,
Wow.
for Carly.
That's so nice of him.
And Hadley carrying 3 chocolate bars.
Beautiful.
Carly's favorite chocolate.
was that their idea or was it your idea?
That was all. It was all my idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Augie picked out the card. He found it. He goes, "We got to get Mom this because this is awesome." Like he pulled out this massive.
The size of a doorway.
And it was a pop up. So he was like,
Oh.
"Oh, he's dying." Right. So I said, "All right, let's get it." Grab her some candy because that's the one thing.
Yeah.
If I get her flowers, she's gonna be like, "Why would you waste money?" Like she's a very practical woman, right? She goes, "Why would you buy me flowers? They're gonna die. That's garbage."
Ew, it's pretty.
Yeah,
What a waste.
She doesn't like that stuff. Now, had I washed her car and detailed it for her,
Oh,
she would have been happy about that. But I do it so often, there's no real value in
Take that for
right?
granted.
Yeah, it's kind of like, "Oh, thank you for doing that." You already do it anyway.
you're
So-
just doing a thing you're good at anyway.
Right. So, card, chocolates, very excited,
Mm-hmm.
very surprised, shocked. She was very happy to see that. Got to read it, saw that Augie put some stickers in there, wrote his name in the stickers, did some stuff.
Yeah.
So, all in all, good little Valentine's Day.
All right.
So, Anthony, what'd you do for Valentine's Day this morning?
Oh,
What do you have
man.
planned for
Not
tonight?
Gonna lie. I did not plan anything so far. If my wife is watching this, right, then good things will be coming later, right? It's just this morning it didn't
Way to
start out
sell
with
it.
anything crazy.
Yeah.
Can you stop shaking that, please?
Subtly.
So I woke up this morning and then Katie was waking up and gave her and the baby a kiss and just said Happy Valentine's Day, and we will see
Okay.
what the evening holds.
Oh,
right?
right.
Valentine. My
Whoa.
wife's not really big on Valentine's
Yeah,
Day. She
my
doesn't
wife-
doesn't
my
really
wife's the same
care.
way. I think it's because they're cancer.
Like as long as she gets like a cookie and
maybe
gets
some
to
maybe some chip cookies.
Maybe some chip cookies or something delicious like that. She does like flowers, but I just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just not sure, huh?
I mean, flowers. They're nice, but I think flowers are probably nicer when it's not a holiday related flower, right? When it's more of a surprise, it's probably more fun. Consider each you save.
Oh, the Davis save us back at it again.
Dennis Davis saved us.
Oh man.
So funny. But Dane, what about you? Valentine's Day this morning started out pretty good.
For this morning, not much going on. I let her sleep in. However, we did plan to go to dinner tonight.
Oh, where are you taking her?
Go?
Thinking in Eagle, there's a little sushi place, so
what is
go
it?
check that out. But yeah.
What is it? What's it called?
Did you get
gosh,
your
I don't remember
reservations?
what it's
Did you
called.
get your reservations?
Nope, just gonna wing it.
Valentine's
That's our
Day.
move. I'm well aware.
Wow.
I'm not a
You have
dummy.
plenty of
I know how it
time
works.
Right now.
Does Liz
would you
like
like
sushi?
me to?
Yes.
Hey, if you know the name,
She
we can
does.
get on Open Table, make a reservation real
true.
quick.
So what? So is she more of a sashimi kind of gal, or what is she like? Any
rolls.
sushi rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if they got tempura batter on them.
Yeah. Ooh, do she like
Deep fried.
tempura
She
stuff?
likes some deep
Yeah.
fried.
Yeah. So that's actually the opposite of me. The more raw it is, the more I love it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'll eat just the pure just sashimi if I can.
Yeah, you.
But-
I mean,
doing
I like
things raw.
sashimi, but I like rice too, so I go that direction usually.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're
Still.
looking forward to it. Valentine's Day should be fun.
Yeah.
For everybody here,
Yeah.
hopefully we all I don't know, have a good romantic evening, right? Maybe what it was meant to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see. It'll be all
You
right.
can tell how excited
We'll have some
they
fun.
are.
I just it's one of those holidays where I like the lead up to it, right? I enjoy the vibes, right? I like the hearts. I do like the decorations. I like to theme things out, especially on our Instagram. It's fun. But I think the actual day itself, right, is always kind of, okay, we made it. What's the plan? It's the same thing for St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah.
I love the idea of St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
It's my favorite thing to think about, right? Next to like Halloween. Think about it. It's a one-day event, right? But it comes and goes so fast.
Well,
See,
it
and
just
I love
feels like
I
you
love
forget
St.
it's
Patrick's
coming,
Day.
and then
we
it
try
happens,
to spend
and
all
then
of
you're like,
March,
then you move on.
Celebrating.
celebrating.
Yeah.
At our house. Kids love it. We have a great time.
Leprechauns everywhere.
Kids are already coming up with their leprechaun traps. Augie has devised some sort of Vietnamese tiger trap.
Oh, wow.
As
Oh,
he started
gee.
telling me everything that he was going to do, and I was like, "What are you going to do?" And he's like, "I'm going to add spiked bamboo skewers to the bottom."
Oh.
And I was like, "What?" He goes, "I'm going to need a tall box with a hole on
Fall
top."
through it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he said.
Geez, just
the
writing
leprechaun
gold
will
here.
fall.
Yeah.
That's awesome, G.
Dane,
but-
you could light some candles in that van. Really
Yeah,
set
you
the
could.
mood.
Yeah.
I need to
You
do
should
some
set
little
up.
LED
No, you need to
lanterns
decorate the
hanging around.
back.
Yeah,
Set up the bed.
yeah.
Put
Hold
some
up.
rose petals
I'm
back there.
telling you, the bamboo
Take her to
mat.
the
Oh,
take her
no.
to the take her to the parking lot.
Oh no,
Have some sushi.
that's enough out of that.
You've got curtains that cover
Oh,
the
yeah.
driver
Oh,
passing
no.
If
the
the
driver.
sushi
and the-
boats are rocking.
Great job lighting this up, by the way.
So no, but that's so he's been explaining the ideas. So that's going to start kicking off for March. So for my family, St. Patrick's Day is a big event. We do more on St. Patrick's Day than we do on
Really?
Valentine's
Okay.
Day. So
Because you guys eat the corned beef, don't you?
no.
Oh, you don't.
No, but we go have dinner and we go find some bagpipes and.
So that's
my
weird. He
kids-
celebrates it, but we
kids
have
Do
love
you have
green.
any Irish blood in you?
Yeah, I'm a 33% Irish.
Are you sure about that? Because you also said you were 50% Mexican.
Turns out he
Then
was
turns
wrong
out you
about
were
No,
that.
what I found
5%.
out. What I found out was that I was 60 something percent Northern European, Scandinavian,
Yeah.
30% Irish.
And it said 30. It said exactly
30%
30%
Irish.
It says that.
Yeah, 30%
Because
Irish,
I'm just gonna
and
do a
then
quick search online.
8% Mexican.
8%, not 5%.
8%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So coming, me being
Let me pull it back up. Here. Let me see.
being 2% Irish, I would say that
2%. You have no say in this matter.
Let me pull mine
whatsoever
up
then.
too,
No,
so we
Dane,
can get this proper.
Dane, I am just as Irish as anybody else, and so 2%. I'm also
Not
2%,
me or him, apparently.
I'm also 2% Scottish, and then obviously 2% Norwegian. So I like to think I'm on the right
Let me get
path.
mine in here so
Dude.
we can get it back in that.
I'm a quarter
excited about
Scots,
this.
quarter Irish,
Dane.
quarter Norwegian, and a quarter English.
I understand, but I'm exactly 50%
Yeah.
Portuguese. Exactly.
Ah.
Crazy. So, going back to what I was saying before, though. So, with the holidays coming up, we're looking forward to obviously more fun things, more fun themes. February kind of comes and goes really fast, right? We're at the 14th, right? Next thing you know, we're going to be, we're going to be into March and it's going to be done. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that, yeah, we'll see what happens. So
Thank you,
jumping
Gabe, and wishing the best for you as well.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Gabe, look at that. Gabe, we gave you a shout out.
Yeah.
We did. We said congratulations
Yep.
on the baby.
Everybody send your congrats to Gabe and his family.
Yeah.
Pretty
Hope
awesome.
that
the
Tony
Rag
is
Company group
doing
on
well.
Facebook, if you like.
So, all right, weekends.
Yeah.
Dane, hit me.
Well,
Hit me.
I mean,
What'd you do?
this is such a flattering shot here. I love this. Like I said, I look like a Dr. Seuss character. Okay. Anyway, so as far as the weekend went, I gotta say, there's not a whole lot to report. It was just mostly pleasant, once again, hanging out with my family. We've all been good. Nobody wants to attack each other yet, so that's
Yeah.
always good. Mm-hmm. My dog is making things difficult more than the rest of us, so
Okay.
she's
What's
the one.
Callie doing? She running away?
No, she just likes going out at 3 a.m.
Ah, so it's
And
almost
not
like having
coming
a
back for a
child.
while.
Yeah, you got to
She's
stay
going
up.
out in the darkness.
She goes out in the darkness, but then she just sits in the yard and just stares at the lake,
Oh.
like in the middle of the night.
She probably senses the.
well, she's
She's
a
a
nighttime
wolf.
guard dog.
She's not supposed to be a domestic animal.
Well, she's Great Pyrenees cross of Red Heeler, so she's got those like nocturnal, watching the cattle instincts, kind of kicking
Yeah.
in.
cattle.
Like look at and kind of shepherdy kind of deal. But anyway, that's her deal, and unfortunately, doesn't really
Okay.
jibe with my whole sleep pattern
Right,
or
you like to
anyone
sleep
else's.
all day.
I like to sleep.
I mean, all night.
At night,
Yeah.
like most people do, and she doesn't. She
Okay.
sleeps all day. She's like a cat. But anyway, she goes out there, and then maybe sometime around 4 or 5 in the morning, she wants to come back in. And I solved this problem at my own house by having a dog door installed, which is great. Do not have that luxury at my parents' house. So somebody has to go
There we
open
go.
the door like a
Sorry to cut
manual
you
normal.
You found it?
Get the
He's
camera on
got
there.
his percentage.
33.
You can see that.
33%.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's not
No, it's
gonna...
just blown out,
Okay.
Levi.
Okay.
You see that? Yeah.
33% Irish.
Yeah. 33% right there, baby.
Oh,
You're like
my.
Mac. You go back to the motherland.
Back to my home. Anyway, sorry, Dane.
It's
So
all
the
right.
dog's keeping you up. You don't have the dog door at the parents' house. She's an external watchdog.
Right. So, the bedroom I'm in is my old bedroom, which is on the other side of the house and upstairs. So I don't hear when she comes back to the door and barks in the middle of the night.
Oh, you go back up to bed?
Well, yeah, I've done that a couple times when I plan to just go back out after like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I was like, I'll just go step back, and when I come back, it'll be fine. No, I fell asleep. Of course I did.
Right.
So then she's barking, and my parents' bedroom
And
is
you're
like
walking
right over the back door.
downstairs.
Yes. Stumbling downstairs because I'm like half
yeah.
asleep. I just
Yeah.
got knocked out of my REM cycle or whatever.
Right.
And it's not a great feeling.
It's a big stairwell.
Yeah.
That's a
And
large
it's a
stair-
straight line
It's
down.
a large
so-
staircase with an abrupt stop at the end.
Yeah. So get down
So
there.
does she ever jump in the lake?
No, she hates going
Okay,
in the
good.
water.
So that's good because that would be frustrating if it was like 3 a.m. You let her out and she runs to the lake to go swimming and comes back out and you're like,
I
Now I've
think
got a
she's
wet dog.
traumatized by my ex's father's throwing her in the lake, like off the dock, and just chuck her in and go, she'll swim. And I'm like, oh.
yeah,
So, yeah, she was super not
Okay.
excited
Yeah,
to go
she
back in
didn't
the
like
water ever again after.
yeah, all right.
But, anyway, that's
That's good
something.
though because that would be really frustrating to have
However,
a wet dog at 3 in the
When
morning.
it's cold enough, that lake
Yeah.
freezes over, and she knows when it's frozen, she just walks right on
Oh,
it.
no, that's not
Even
good
when
either.
it's sketchy thin, she'll walk on it.
Okay.
Which amazes me because I
That's
don't know
also-
how she hasn't just fallen in the middle of the night and I don't know about it. I feel terrible if that ever
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
It's a horrible way to go. But anyway, hasn't happened, fortunately.
My God.
Thank goodness.
I'm just throwing that out there. It's like, that's a thing that happens. Sorry. But Anyway, like I said, my weekend not particularly interesting. Just, pleasant time. My family and I watched Reacher. Got that done in 2 nights in a row. We just knocked that whole thing out.
Nice.
It was good fun. I'm
enjoying that
hilarious time talking to Anthony about it, who's trying to watch it but can't get over one aspect of the show that's driving him insane.
It is driving me insane. Dane.
It's driving him insane because he's annoyed at how everybody keeps commenting on how big.
Yeah, but that's only been the first 2 episodes.
No, I'm 4 episodes in. They still keep
saying that
referencing
because
it.
they have to establish that he's not Tom Cruise. And that
right, and there's a very meta reason
they're
for
literally
why they're doing
this
it.
to remind you.
It's hilarious
that this is the actual story.
Because they're constantly
not
going,
what the movies
no, this
were.
guy's huge. No, this guy's, because they couldn't do that in the Reacher movies.
Yeah, they couldn't keep
and
saying that.
yeah, so the Reacher movies, the first one was very watchable, fun movie.
I don't
the second
remember
one
the
was,
second one.
It's
Yeah,
whatever,
G.
it's
Davis,
not
it
great.
is Hawk from Titans. That's why I was so
Yes.
excited when I saw it, because I
See,
love Titans.
You can tell a lot about a person by where they recognize this guy from. I recognize him as Thad from Blue Mountain
Have you guys
State.
ever watched Titans?
No,
I have not
I
watched
Blue Mountain State. I've watched every
But I
single
watched
episode.
every
No, I'm
episode
just
of Blue
saying,
Mountain
watch.
State.
I also watched the
Titans.
Thad's own movie special, whatever the heck that was called.
I didn't watch that, but I assume it was horrible.
Yeah, it was just as bad as you think it would
The
be.
show was fun, but oof. Yeah, no, later on it was probably not great. Anyway, good fun. I enjoyed Reacher. It didn't pretend to be anything it wasn't. It was straight through like a pulp novel, airplane novel, the way they describe
perfect.
it. Totally a movified TV show version of that.
Yeah.
But budget-wise, fit in. The effects
Loved
were
it.
like
I thought it was great.
good
Did you
enough for what
notice
they
that
needed
they
to
were
be.
in Dahlonega at one
and
point?
storytelling. Yeah. And
were
the
walking
storytelling
around
was fun.
Dahlonega?
No, they're not. They're not there.
There's part of it.
No,
There's
I
part of
asked.
the down-
I looked up every filming location. It's all in Canada.
It is?
man.
All of it. Yes. It looks exactly like it would be in Georgia.
Yeah.
Because there is some spots where I was like, oh my God.
Right.
I
was like, if they turn around, there's us getting some
getting some
boiled
spirits.
peanuts
Well,
Yeah.
at
the other
Spirits in a
part
trash
is
can.
it's
No,
hardly
it was
novel.
all
Like,
shot
I know
in
exactly
Canada.
where that is.
It's a Canadian show. Just
Wow.
something to think
But
about.
that is so weird because Georgia has so many tax incentives and stuff for filmmaking.
Yeah, I totally
that
thought
a
they
lot
shot
of
it
shows
in
are shot
Georgia.
in Georgia.
I thought as well.
The fact that this one's set in Georgia isn't shot
No.
in Georgia is weird to me.
Ontario. The whole thing was shot in
It's
Ontario.
just bizarre. Very weird.
We learn something new every day.
Yeah,
I
know.
literally did not
Which
know that until you just said
so,
that.
and so I lost a little bit of respect for the show when I found
Oh
that
my
out
God.
because I like the idea of it being in Georgia. And then I'm like, dude, they're just doing more Canadian stuff, man. Blue Mountain State, super Canadian.
Well, that show was very Canadian.
Yeah,
but yeah.
what can you do?
Anyway, enjoyed that. Anthony not so much, which I find surprising because I thought he would enjoy it, but
Yeah.
he's so distracted by the borderline bodybuilding element of it, he can't get out of his head to enjoy the show. So I feel sorry for you that you can't enjoy that.
Dane, it's just the. Okay, I didn't want to jump too far into this, but I will
Here
just
it
tell
goes.
you that when they keep making references to how big this guy is and how he's like I'm bigger than most kids or things like that in the show,
Well, he was
right?
a child.
And then
Like
I'm
a
like, okay,
10-year-old.
how big is Thad, right, from Blue Mountain State? And you look up his specs, he's 6'2", right? 6'2".
That's on the tall
And-
side of normal.
Yeah.
So when he was, I watched a whole Reddit AMA
yeah.
with him,
Okay.
with Alan, what's his name?
Alan Richson?
Yeah. And he said the whole time he played Thad, he was 6'2", 205. That's how he played his
He
character.
looks significantly heavier
was
now.
very
Not
skinny.
like fat heavy,
Yeah.
but like built heavy.
He's put on 30 pounds of muscle
I believe it.
for Titans.
Okay. And he just
play
took
Hank,
that and
yeah.
used it to play Reacher.
to play Hawk in Titans, and then they killed him off last season in Titans. Spoiler alert!
Uh-oh.
But it's also because of the fact that because he got Reacher. So
Makes sense.
going into Reacher, he said the first preliminary scenes he was 235,
Okay.
but he's had to work really hard to stay that cut.
I don't think he is 235.
God,
I think
he's
I
so
think he's
obsessed
thinner
with
than that.
this.
So I just at 6'2", right? And they keep saying how big this guy is, right? 6'2", in
Remember
reference,
that picture behind us?
right? Not that big. It's just not that big.
That's Anthony at 6'1", 195.
No, I was like, I was 195 there. Yeah,
I know
about
what you
195.
told me that.
So that's but 6'2", right?
An inch taller than you.
At 2, I just think that if you're that lean, it's just kind of impossible unless you're jumping on some we call it gear in the bodybuilding world.
Yeah.
Gear,
Read
right?
between the lines.
Just a couple just sticks you right in the butt. But
Yikes.
yeah, so that's where I was thinking. Okay, physically,
Have you checked out his wife's Instagram?
But who knows? I did check out his wife's Instagram. Yeah, she seems like just like a very
Normal lady.
Normal lady.
With the 3 kids. They got their 3 boys.
yeah, not famous or anything, just a normal lady. But so I was just very intrigued by the whole like thing because they keep getting wrapped up in the size. But I'm just saying, as a guy that's about 6'1", right? And as a guy,
You guys got to be tuning in and watching this.
If you're listening to this,
you
the
got to
camera
go
was
back. You
zoomed
got to
in
watch
on
it on
his bodybuilding
YouTube. It's
picture zoomed out.
hilarious.
It was
So as a
fantastic.
guy that's 6'1", when I meet a guy that's like 6'4", 6'5", I'm like, dude, guy's big. This guy's
clicks.
Right.
like
but his
6'4",
character
6'5".
is supposed
His character
to play
is
at
6'5".
6'5".
Yeah, I'm like, because it is big. When you see a guy that's 6'5", and you're next to him, you're like, okay, this dude's pretty big.
So
man.
what's the
So,
problem? You
I
don't
think
believe
that-
that
I
his
think-
character
his suspension
is
of
6'5",
disbelief is broken.
235.
He can't
Yes.
use it.
Well, because they keep trying to see how big this guy is, and like you said in the books, this guy should be about 6'5".
250,
When I'm
6'5".
trying to think of a big person, and I'm seeing this guy next to other people's in the cast, right? And he's not that much bigger. I feel like it's
Okay, but they've been shooting a lot of shots.
From the low angle
They do
and-
low
yeah.
angles. They try and get him. They try to do the perspective stuff.
I know.
Just
High
like
over
Lord
the
of the
shoulder,
Rings.
looking down at other people.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, and it's annoying because I know the truth that he's only 6'2".
All of us know that.
So
Same
once
thing
again,
with
this
And I-
whole thing stems from your lack of suspension of
Well,
disbelief.
and I know that the short kings out there are going to say Anthony 6'2" is so tall. And I'm going to say
I know I'm
don't
5'8",
think-
6'2" is tall.
I don't think 6'2" is that tall, right? Especially when it comes to somebody of that size. So Chris Hemsworth, right? He's what, 6'3",
You know,
6'4",
normal guy.
He's
right?
not
Chris
that
Hemsworth.
hot. We've seen him in person.
But he had a presence about him that seemed larger and taller.
Well, we've seen
Well,
him
that's
in
because
person.
he's a god
he
among
is
men.
that tall in real
Well,
life.
he is
He's
a
actually
god.
that
I mean,
tall.
he's
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah,
So
we spent time with him personally.
So right here, so we got Joey says I'm 6'7" and 235, so it's pretty wild when I
Dude,
meet
you
somebody
were a
above
tall
that.
guy.
Yeah.
So Joey, I would say you are a big person, right? 6'7", that is incredibly tall,
Yeah.
right? But so as a 6'7" guy, you're looking almost down on somebody that's 6'2",
You're a foot taller than Dane
right?
almost.
But this
Yeah.
6'2" guy is
You're
supposed to be
ducking through door
considered.
frames everywhere you go, too, probably.
Yeah, and this 6'2" guy is supposed to be considered some like. So yeah, I did think Gary Coleman was 6 feet 200 pounds.
What you
No,
talk about?
I just
G?
I don't know. I'm just annoyed by the sizing thing because
Yeah.
they keep trying to just instill that
Yeah.
he's a big guy. That guy's big. You know, I'm bigger than most kids,
Well,
right?
you know,
and I'm like, dude,
when somebody like that comes
you're
walking
not.
through town, it's hard not to notice. You
not
know,
that
all
big,
that kind of talk.
right? Maybe in another country you're that big.
Right.
Not here.
well, it's a
The
small
whole
town.
shtick of the show is that it's a small town, so you notice when outsiders are there.
Right.
And it's like really playing into that. And
And there's
stuff.
no towns that small that exist anymore, except for in Nevada.
Oh,
Nobody
they
lives there.
exist.
You think
Oh,
so?
they
They probably
exist.
do. In that
Well, you want to
area.
travel those towns with me?
Oh no, I passed through some of those towns and stopped in them and went.
Dane
yep.
had a delicious
That's where-
Mexican
oh,
lunch
hey,
in
that's where-
someone's house.
No,
Yeah,
that's
you
where-
feel
the
like
lady
it's like
that owned an
population
IROC.
400, and
That's
you're
where-
going.
That's where you meet the IROC
I
Z lady,
don't
right?
feel welcome
What town
here.
are you from? A place you've never heard of, baby. Let's head back. So
Anyway, that's a tangent, but you know that's actually a little bit of.
Anyway, check
real-
out we
behind the
like we
scenes.
basically would like it, except Anthony can't get past that.
Yeah,
part of
I
it.
think if not for that, he thought some of the writing was cheesy. I enjoyed the snappy quippiness.
I did
of
too.
it.
I thought it was
It's
silly.
Because
cheesy
I'm not
writing.
expecting it to be anything it's not. Once
Right,
again,
it's a pulp book.
straightforward. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
a quick, breezy.
If you
watch.
notice at the beginning, it literally says written by Lee
Yes.
Childs and his character Jack Reach, like the
Yeah.
character. So it's like it starts it out as that kind of cheesy that Jack wrote this story.
you
too.
just have to
Like,
accept. It's like watching a Michael Bay movie. You go in, you
Yeah.
know something's going to blow up.
Yeah, it's fun. Anyway, how was
Easy
your guys'
breezy.
how was your guys' weekend?
Well, how was the rest of you? Anything else?
So then, barring that was a lot of fun. But then on Super Bowl night,
Mm-hmm.
got Gwen and Bob over, got Maylee and Kelly over,
Oh.
had ourselves a little Super Bowl party. I didn't go out with friends and stuff this time as I normally do. Go join them up. In this case, it was just like, oh, just hang out at home. I'm already there, and there was amazing food to be had all around,
True.
including pigs in a blanket. Little Smokies, but. May put them into these like French croissants instead of like a normal Pillsbury thing. Like they were actually salty and delicious. They were so good.
Oh my gosh, that does sound really good.
No, amazing, awesome. And then also a charcuterie board, brie, some other stuff.
Charcuterie board?
Yeah, charcuterie board.
Love that. I love cracking the seal on the
Was
charcuterie
there a variety
board.
of meats and cheeses on there?
Yes,
Tearing
a variety
the
of meats and
bags.
cheeses, and then also spicy queso, which was fun.
Ooh.
Mixed in with lots of good chips. We had like 8 different bags of chips for only 8 people. So
Did you-
Everybody got their own bag of chips.
and then at the end, Gwen brought
Sounds like a party.
a crazy cake. It was like a bunt cake kind of thing, but it was
Bunt?
a
but
bunt,
it was like
bunt cake.
it was what was it? It was rum pecan.
bunt.
It was
bun
butter
cake.
pecan something with a rum sauce
Yeah, I
on
fixed
it,
it.
and it was incredible. It was so good.
Yeah.
But
that's good.
yeah, we had fun watching the game. I wasn't particularly invested in either team. I will say, like, going into it, I was kind of just rooting for the Bengals out of a sense of like, oh, they're the underdogs here. I like rooting for the underdog.
Same.
Yeah, they were undefeated though.
and I saw that.
They weren't the underdogs. The Rams were the underdogs.
Every
'Cause the
single
Rams were
announcer I
7-1.
saw said they were voting for the Rams to win, no question. So everybody seemed on the Rams side. So I didn't
That's
like that.
because-
I wanted to be
that's
on the
because
side that
Rams
people weren't
were
rooting for.
were the underdog coming into it. They were also the visitor in their own home stadium.
That is interesting. How does that work?
That's just they were already planned to play the Super Bowl there.
Well, I get they planned that part out in advance,
Yeah.
but the fact that they were the visitors is just odd.
Yeah. So
But I looked at it as the Bengals were the outsiders in this
yeah,
one.
at the
and they
beginning,
had
The
something
Rock
to prove.
laid everything out. He said that 7-1, the Rams had a struggle trying to come through the season.
Rock?
You're underdogs.
Yeah, no.
The
For anybody
LA
who watched the
Rams.
game,
Dwayne
you
Johnson.
saw how much
then-
they played up the LA
and then
aspects
he
between all
said-
the celebrities being there. Clearly, everybody was on LA's side. So even more reinforcing how
And
much
then,
the Bengals
ladies
had
and gentlemen,
overcome.
you're undefeated AFC champions.
Oh.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
But have the Bengals ever won a Super Bowl?
No, that was the other thing.
That's
they
the
never,
point.
They
That's
never
the
won.
point.
So
they've been there like twice, and they've never won it.
that was the only underdog part about them. Was
Which
that
is
they'd never
all
made
I
it.
needed to go off
Yeah.
of and
Yeah.
say, yep, I'm rooting for these guys. And then when I watched it, I was like, oh, these guys are playing dirty.
They were awesome.
They
I
were
thought did a great
scrappy.
job.
I enjoyed it.
I liked it too. I wasn't voting for. I wasn't as my wife so graciously wrote on our Twitter. My kids asked, "Who are we voting for?" And I said, we're just watching the game. We don't have any
So-
allegiances to either team."
Now, my Aunt May's from San Francisco, so she was rooting for LA. I think most of my family was rooting for LA in that case because they're like, oh, the Bengals, they're being mean. Meanwhile, I'm watching, I'm just like, yeah, wow, this is aggressive. I like actually
I
seeing
like-
a
Hold
Super Bowl
on,
that's
LA.
not boring.
Why are you, when you guys keep saying LA, what are you referring to?
The Rams, the LA Rams.
The LA Rams. They used to be St. Louis Rams. Now they're the LA Rams.
When did that happen?
About 10 years ago.
It's called the LA Rams.
Well, you used to
Los
have the LA
Angeles
Chargers.
Rams.
Yeah, they used to have the LA Chargers.
Yeah.
Now they have the LA Rams. So they used to be the team.
What happened to the LA
So-
Raiders?
They are now the Las Vegas Raiders. That's
Also,
Oakland.
they weren't the LA Raiders.
They
They
were
were
Oakland
the Oakland
Raiders.
Raiders.
So
But
now
I
they're in
thought
Las
the
Vegas.
Raiders, I thought the Oakland Raiders went to LA for a while.
No, they went to
Las-
LV, Las
They went to Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
They never went to LA.
No,
They were
So
always in Oakland.
The Rams back in the 60s, 70s
History lesson,
were an
kids.
LA team. Then they got sold because they kind of went downhill. They got sold to St. Louis.
When I think of Los
Then
Angeles, I don't think
Los
of
Angeles
the Rams. I think of
brought them
trash
back.
and homeless people. So why? So
They brought them back.
That's right, Kirby Thompson.
What is Anthony just let the imagination take control? The Rams started in Cleveland, moved to LA, moved to St. Louis, then back to.
See?
That's
There you go.
interesting.
That's
There
how they
you
did it.
go.
So then,
Yeah.
why don't they return to Cleveland?
Because
Because
money.
the Steamers are there. I mean the
Steamers.
not the Cleveland Steamers.
No, you did not.
Is this the emoji that I'm thinking of on the helmet?
Who is Cleveland's team?
Clearly, we care a lot
Did
about
you say
football.
Cleveland's steam or Cleveland's team?
Okay.
Cleveland's team.
Goodness gracious.
Okay,
All
I
right.
could have sworn that Los Angeles had the
Yeah.
Raiders for a while, but
No.
I guess I was wrong. Okay,
that's all right.
So Los Angeles never had, other than you said the Chargers,
They had the Chargers,
Yeah.
and that was it.
and now they're the Rams.
So
there
then,
you go.
but
And they built a new Sophie Stadium.
And the Sophie Stadium is insane.
was
Anybody
gorgeous.
watch that? That was nuts.
Sophie
That stadium is. How much did that cost? Like $5 billion?
Something like that. It was a ridiculous amount of money.
The screens, the way
The
they're
Raiders
integrated
were
into
in
the
LA.
overhead were
Yeah.
insane.
says wait
Who?
no, but you just said they
G. Davis
weren't.
said they were in LA.
What?
G. Davis.
Okay, that's news to me.
Give
I'm not a
me-
football historian.
Yeah, I thought
so
they were
don't know
always
for a fact.
Oakland.
I
think-
never remember
Well, I
them
think I
being
know
in LA.
something that
though.
you guys don't.
Well,
Apparently you
you're
just
from
did.
Modesto, so you don't
I'm
count.
from the San Francisco, the Niners were our
When
teams.
were the Raiders in
Modesto.
LA?
Yeah, G. Davis.
They were always Oakland.
Rag
to me.
Company
No, I think
football
you're
And now
expert.
they're Las Vegas, but they were always Oakland as far as I can remember.
Yeah, they've always been Oakland, I thought.
So continue on with what you were saying, Dane.
So-
in terms
Interesting.
of what you voted or what you voted for.
Who's the team you voted for?
So I voted for the Bengals because I enjoyed the fact that they'd never won a Super Bowl, so I wanted to see them do their thing.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the heart with which they played, even if it came
I
out
love
a
the
little
closeness
bit,
of it.
a little bit scrappy at times. Some people may have been upset at some real
Oakland to
fouling
LA,
going
then
on.
back to Oakland, then to Vegas.
Oh, so that's
sense.
okay.
And
That
it
must have
was
happened
too
at a
far.
time when I wasn't paying attention.
And it wasn't like a short period of time, right? They were in LA for what, a couple of years, G? Can you tell me how many years they were in LA for? Because I think it was like 2 or 3 years.
Oh,
Okay,
please.
so while he's doing that, I just wanted to note that.
1 year in '82, Las Vegas Raiders were known as the LA Raiders. Boys,
Dang
one
it.
love always.
See,
Wow.
that's why I was always
1
thinking
year.
they were
Wow.
Oakland.
It was
'cause there
only 1 year? I thought it was like 2 or 3 years.
It's probably when they were playing and they had to move out of the stadium
Oh.
between the athletic stadium and
You think so?
yeah, it's probably what they had to do.
Okay, so the point was during the game. Once again, I'm not like a huge football guy. I haven't been for a long time. I used
are you
to be
talking
more
about?
into it. I was always a Seahawks fan, and people would be like, "Oh, bandwagoner." No, I was there when I grew up. I was a
Dane
Seahawks
grew
fan back
up-
during the days of
Dane's a-
Warren
Dane's
Moon.
a
Dane, just
Washington
might as
boy.
well just say you like to bandwagon on the beast mode train, right?
Like I said, I've been watching
Dane's
the Seahawks
been a 12th man forever.
Yeah.
Entirety
since
of
they
his
had
life.
Warren Moon.
Yeah. dude.
So anyway,
bandwagon
okay,
on the
that's-
Seahawks, the Eagles, right?
The first sporting
Cardinals.
event I went to,
baseball
the first
team.
professional sporting event I went to was a Seahawks game back in 1993 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that it was all Mariners games and stuff. But anyway, I was enjoying watching the Bengals play because they were scrappy. I enjoyed seeing, there was a lot of fouling going on, but I appreciated that this game, unlike many others I've seen in recent years, wasn't boring. It was actually a good
It was
contest
2 years.
back and forth.
It was a long time.
Oh.
Well,
8
it's 2 years.
1982 to 1994.
Oh,
Interesting.
so no, it was way longer
It's
than
like
that.
8
See?
years.
Yeah,
I am
that is
right.
interesting.
That is what I was hoping to hear.
Yeah. there you go.
Okay. That is interesting.
Okay.
They've always been Oakland to me. I just never knew them as anything else other than now they're in Vegas. Any rate, yeah. So I enjoyed the back-to-back, and it felt like the Bengals were holding on to that lead as best they could, but the Rams were just fighting to make it up right near the end there. And all the Bengals could do was just try and find ways to stop it because it was a real battle, and they got all those face masks and all that crazy stuff going on. They were getting vicious there in the middle, just right in the second half. As soon as it started, it was very physical game right off the bat. And I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is really enjoyable. And I love seeing
Like, Dane,
how
are you
hard they fought.
I seriously was just listening to that going, I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, this recap of the Super Bowl has been brought to you by Dane Hennon. I'm totally thinking that in my head.
Who knows nothing
Oh,
about
no.
sports in general?
Nothing.
right?
They got the face masks
Sports ball
and they're
kids.
doing
No,
stuff.
there were
They're
some plays that I was
grabbing
watching where I was like,
They're-
he very clearly rotated that dude's helmet when he wasn't supposed to, and they didn't
Illegal-
throw a flag on
illegal
it. And I was
procedures.
just like, what is happening?
Legal moves.
But it was good fun. They were getting vicious, getting physical, and it was fun to watch a game that wasn't boring.
Yeah. No, it
That's
wasn't.
what
It
I
was
really
good.
care
It wa-
about.
It was good. So,
I'll watch the playoff games and I'll watch the Super Bowl at this point. I don't watch most regular season games, but this was a fun one to watch. So
it was really
kudos for not making it boring.
Yeah.
That's all I care
Yeah.
about. So anyway, that was my weekend in
Okay.
a nutshell. But what about you guys? What about Levi?
well, thanks, Dane. Simple, easy, quiet weekend. Did a coding job.
Yeah.
Another legend coding on a Mercedes MLK or ML something or other. Whatever it is, it's the SUV. Dane Hennon analysis moment sponsored by Pepsi. Yeah, that's the way we do it. Have you had your Mountain Dew Rise energy yet? Dane Hennon has, and he's here to
Delicious.
talk about recapping Super Bowl 66. Or
You know what?
It's way too
I'm just-
small for him.
I'm going to put in my 2 cents here. Most of the announcers on these games just say a whole lot of nothing.
They do.
Like when you're
No.
watching these
Yeah,
games,
Dane, it's-
I
yeah, it
loved
is
I
a
loved
whole lot of
watching
nothing.
my family respond. I think there were who said it? I think it was Gwen, where she goes, "Wow, they'll really just say anything."
I
When she's
would
watching,
love
she's
to
like,
watch
he's
Gwen.
saying obvious stuff. I mean, this was like, okay, I don't want to offend Madden fans, but sometimes Madden was famous for saying super obvious stuff
He was,
too.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just, here's some commentary. Okay, great, we saw that too. What else do you have to offer?
Yeah.
Like, I could do that.
Yeah.
So
But I get it. Monday morning quarterback.
Friday night, my customers dropped off the car. I stopped and got some Chicago Connection pizza for the family. It's delicious
cheese.
Chicago Connection cheese.
Why don't you just go get a wheel of cheese?
Cheese and sausage. So one cheese, one
Just go get
sausage.
a wheel of cheese with a piece of sausage.
That pizza's so good.
It's more cheese than
Anthony
he is
just
Viking.
Anthony doesn't like to eat it because he.
It's literally
it's
pure
mostly
cheese, Levi.
It's a
That-
deep
that
dish
is not a
Chicago style
pizza.
pizza. It's a
No,
deep
it's
dish.
not even Chicago
The
style.
crust
It's
is like
crust
that
for that.
tall.
It is that
That's
much
not
cheese.
pizza. That's
melted.
lasagna.
Well, there's like that much cheese, that much sauce, that much bread.
It is, yeah, insane.
Anyway, delicious. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't have a drink in there.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, continue, Levi.
So, anyway, so Mercedes ML in this gorgeous red,
Yeah.
white leather seats, gray carpets, the gray dash, beautiful car, owned by my friend Brad. It's his wife's car, so they brought it over. This has been the hard part with this is this car has canceled on me 3 times
Oh,
since November.
what year, ML?
It's a new one. It's like a 2021 or 2020.
okay.
Anyway, so it's been frustrating to have it cancel so many times, especially you guys know when you've got a customer that you've got booked specifically for a coding job, that's money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's hard when they cancel the week before, you know, especially during like, it was Thanksgiving, they
'cause,
canceled it. I was like, man, now I could use that
Because you're buying
Christmas money.
supplies for that job. You're
Right,
already
you're buying
counting on,
supplies.
okay, you're getting into it. Yeah.
They're only,
Right. So then I
that
scheduled it for Christmas, and I thought this would be great right before Christmas. Get this money. They canceled again. I was like,
So does he
So-
feel bad when he cancels on you, or is it just
no,
like
they're just like, hey, just say sorry, we can't make it. So Thursday, November, December, then January, I scheduled them again. They canceled again, 3rd time. Thankfully, I was able to schedule another coding job. I did Glenn's mom's car
Oh, yeah.
that same weekend. Was able to get it in, so didn't have to worry. So rescheduled for this weekend in February. So I was like, I just hope. I was texting them while I was picking up the pizzas, and I was like, hey, are we on for this weekend? Can't wait to see you guys. And they said, yep, we're bringing it over. We're on our way right now. I was like, oh, thank you. So that was just a huge kind of relief. Like, all right, I have something to do this weekend, and it's going to make some money, you know?
Yeah.
So had the coding job Saturday. Carly and her mom and Hadley went to the mall and went to Red Lobster for lunch.
Just the two of them?
Just the girls.
Huh.
Yeah. So Carly, her mom, and Hadley. So Augie and I went out for a walk.
Here, I thought you were going to forge something.
No, it was so nice out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was almost 50 degrees.
Beautiful.
So I said, Og, let's go for a walk. And I grabbed Watson's leash.
Yeah.
We get going. And I text a picture to Anthony.
Yeah.
When Augie walks out. Mm-hmm. He's wearing his Halloween costume,
Oh, wait, what?
his knight's costume, with the battle axe that I have. He's
Was
carrying
this-
that big foam battle axe.
Prompted somehow, or
No,
did
he just said,
decide?
"Oh, let me get my shoes on." I said, "All right, I'll be outside waiting for you." He comes out and he's got his Optimus Prime helmet on that Anthony gave him. And I said, "What are we doing?" And he goes, "I'm just going for a walk in the neighborhood with you."
I'll protect you.
Proceeded to wander we did a full lap around the neighborhood. He stopped and waved at every car.
Oh,
People were honking at him. People were cheering. Everybody that walked by, people were like, "Oh, thank you. Good, welcome."
he's kind of a ham, isn't
Yeah,
he?
oh, he loves that. He loves the attention of that. So that was hilarious that was what he walked the whole neighborhood with. So can't wait for you to experience that with your child when they decide to dress up as something and you're just out for a walk.
Did he have a sword with him?
He had a battle axe, Dane, that was the size of him.
Okay, the axe.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what he stabbed on his way.
He was chopping ice.
He was chopping.
Yeah.
He was hitting all kinds of stuff with this foam battle axe. So then Saturday night, Carly and I watched Nightmare Alley on HBO Max.
I've heard that.
Really good. Really good.
I haven't seen it yet, though.
New Guillermo del Toro movie. Really good. Watched it up in the theater. Then Sunday, finished up the car. Got that Coda Legend on there. Got the car looking sharp. Called the family. Told them, hey, it's ready to go. And then just proceeded to plant myself on the couch. It's not going to move. Had already bought a bunch of snacks. Had gotten all the items, and then we cleaned the house. I wanted the house clean before we started the football game, because that was my goal this year, to have my children sit and watch the entirety of the Super Bowl.
And did they?
They did.
What?
That's the crazy thing. They
Superb
actually
owl.
sat and watched the
get
Superb
bored?
Owl Party. They didn't get bored. Hadley literally sat and watched the whole thing. It took a little finesse. It's hard because, like, I was talking to Josh Petro about this, because our kids are the same age. And I said, holy cow, I got my kids to sit and watch the whole thing. And he goes, oh my gosh, only one of mine the older one sat and watched the whole game. The other one was bouncing off the walls and couldn't sit still. And I said, well, he stayed on the couch, but he couldn't, like, he watched it, but he also kind of did his thing on the couch.
Right.
So it was a big moment, because it's very hard when Carly and I are trying to get the kids to learn how to sit and watch something, because this translates into, hey, let's go to a movie at a movie theater. I need you to sit in the chair.
A live
You're
production
stuck
of
here
something.
for 2 hours. You can't just get up and leave. You don't get to play on a cell phone. You don't get to do, So a lot of it is just trying to teach them how to function in society, because you don't think about it when they're little, like Anthony's child. You go, you're like, all right. But at some point,
And everybody else in the theater hates you for
well, and
it.
then you get to like Nick's daughter.
Yeah.
Like, she's 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of don't sit. They just their
Fidgety.
attention span doesn't.
fidgety.
They don't get there, right? So it's when they finally, like, calm down and you're like, oh, we can do stuff now. So it's getting them trained. We've been working on that kind of stuff. Like, all right, Super Bowl's on.
Build
This will
that
be a
muscle.
good kind of thing we can do to sit and make you watch. And they're like, all right. So that was a huge win for us. The other thing that was a huge win, I went through and vacuumed out the couches, pulled the cushions off. Oh, I should have live streamed that whole adventure.
That bad.
It was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So, okay, thanks, G. I thought
geez.
you'd be my
Always
partner
the
in that
critic.
movie. Well, that you really liked it.
I'm always
So,
curious what he's going to like or not like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But it was good. So ordered some pizza, hung out, just kind of chilled out, watched the game, had some fun. It was great at the end of the game because, like you guys, me and Carly made sure we weren't really rooting for either team, so we could enjoy the game just for the game itself. Augie and Hadley both said they were rooting for the Bengals because they liked the tiger theme of that.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that was
And
gonna be the
then
reason.
they love seeing the fans dressed as tigers. Then at the end of the game, when they're handing out the trophy, right? When they're giving the trophy and they're doing the announcement, they're all giving their speeches and stuff. I go, all right, tub time to get in the bath. And Hadley, we're going to turn the TV off so we can get ready because we got to go to bed. We got to start doing the nighttime routine. And Hadley goes, whoa, hold up. We have yet to see who won Best Ad for the Super Bowl. And I said, this isn't what they're doing right now. And she goes, they're handing out trophies.
The famous moment where they hand the Lombardi Trophy to the ad
And I
professionals
said,
who made the
no,
best
they're doing
ad
MVP.
as voted on by
Yeah.
the viewing public.
Yeah, they're doing an MVP trophy and they're doing the Lombardi Trophy, the Super Bowl trophy.
Clearly,
And
the
she
ads
goes,
are next.
Right. The best ad is next. And I said, they don't hand out an award for that. She's like, someone told me they did at
no.
school, and I want to see it. And I said, we'll figure that out.
That
And I look
person
at Carly
lied
and
to
I'm
you.
like, you're going to have to do some deep dives on Twitter and find something for her to see.
That's true.
Because she's
Some
like,
YouTuber out there definitely did.
'cause she's locked
version
in.
of that.
I need to see this. And I said, well, they haven't finally I just had to stop and go, they haven't released those results yet. because they're still playing and then instantly it goes to a commercial. She's like, "Oh, I haven't seen
Different
this one
time
yet."
zones
Yeah.
or something.
So that was the funny, but I thought it was hilarious that she's like, "I'm waiting for this award." But anyway, so that was my
adorable.
weekend. Simple, easy. It was nice to finally get this car done, get it out. Next weekend, I've got 2 interiors to do for a family. So I think I'm doing a Honda Fit and a Tesla 3.
Wow.
So just the interiors on them.
That sounds.
So not too bad. Small cars, simple cars. Should be too bad. But-
So before we move on to Anthony, just since we have all 3 of us here and you just talked about the ads, was there anything that stood out to you as being noteworthy ad-wise for the
I'm excited
fun
for the
ads?
new Doctor Strange.
Okay. I missed that one, but I
That
kept
was
hearing
good.
other people reference that.
The Sopranos, Silverado, also
Okay.
great advertisement. I thought it was great. Dan Shaughnessy said that he considers that now canon, Sopranos canon. So thought that was pretty funny.
Okay.
That the commercial is now part of canon. But they were talking about the new Silverado E, and it
Which
was Meadow
looks a
driving.
lot like an electric version of an Avalanche.
Yes,
Those
right?
sail panels on the back are hard to miss.
Well, it's because they built it off the Hummer.
yeah, it
so.
makes sense.
But anyway, so thought that those were my 2 favorite. I really
Okay.
like those.
I think my family was mostly emotionally manipulated by the Kia EV6 commercial with
the robot dog?
electric dog. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The robot
Were
dog.
they all in tears by the end of it?
It got him right away. I was actually surprised at how effective it was. They're like, "Oh," and you just see the dog, and you're like, "Okay, I know what's going to happen here." And his batteries are like, "Oh no!" And then the other one was the metaverse ad, which I hate the concept of the metaverse to begin with.
Did you notice?
But that metaverse ad, watching that was just, and they're watching this poor mascot get beat up, and they're just feeling so bad for it. And as soon as I saw the torso cut off, floating figures, I was like, I know what this is. Screw this.
So
this is terrible.
did you notice the metaverse ad? And then the next commercial break was Salesforce.
Right,
Basically
making fun of Matthew McConaughey,
saying,
yeah, forget that.
You're on Earth. You can do stuff right now. You don't need to be in the
stop
metaverse
trying to
do it.
escape this stuff. We
Thought
got
that
to fix
was-
Earth.
Thought that was pretty good.
I enjoyed
So it was
that.
a pro and a con.
And then what was another one? I think it was mostly those were the ones that stuck out. Oh, the other one was the Coinbase ad that they had, where
That
it
was
was literally just a QR code bouncing around like an old DVD
Yeah.
pause menu.
And it
people
wasn't
were
until it hit
looking,
the
going,
corner.
"What is that?"
Nobody
Yeah.
scanned it.
And then
Oh no,
Liz,
my wife did because she goes, "What is it?"
Liz,
she goes,
Liz
"Oh,
got
Coinbase.
annoyed.
I don't want
She
that."
went up and scanned it, and then she screamed, "It's Coinbase!"
That's what Carly said. And then when it bounced into the corner of the screen, then it goes, "This ad brought to you by Coinbase." Like it made it. I go, "Oh my gosh, it made it!" And then
It's the whole concept of made you look. But
it was good. I thought that was
man.
good.
It was
Cheap
funny.
ad.
There were a lot.
What'd
of
you think,
crypto
Anthony?
ads. What about you, Anthony? Yeah.
I would say I really like the hot Cheetos ad,
Moon Knight,
where
yes.
they're at the hot Cheetos
Yeah.
in the woods, and the animals start eating it, and they start going like.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I really want some hot Cheetos right now.
They're really going for that
So
old school
today for lunch,
Budweiser.
I might go get like a small little bag just to treat myself to something spicy like that.
So that marketing worked for you.
So that worked for me, right? Made me want to go buy some hot Cheetos. And then I would say that, again, I like the Doctor Strange ad quite a bit. That was amazing. I think it's going to be really, really good. That was it, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there wasn't...
I was half expecting them to play another Top Gun Maverick ad just out of the blue. Like, that movie has taken forever to come out. And
forgot
I
about
thought
it.
for sure, yeah.
Well, they
no,
played
it's-
the ad for Ambulance, and I was like, I thought that movie came out like 2 years ago.
I thought so too.
like,
But no,
not
I
out
was
yet.
I was really expecting them to do another like Top Gun ad because I'm like, man, every time they start marketing this one, everything goes to crap, and then they end up not releasing
Yeah.
it. When's it ever going to come out? But no, it was that and the Bud Light Seltzer ads were like at least trying, in places. Some were better than others, but it's the usual celebrity angle. Some are
Yeah, I
fun.
like the Lebowski style
Yeah.
Bud Light ads, and then Serena. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, here comes Jesus, and it was Serena.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's pretty funny.
But yeah. No, there were a lot of crypto ads. So many crypto
It reminded me of the early 90s when there was a ton of Ask Jeeves
Yes.
and Lycos and what else?
Dogpile.
Yeah, all the different
Remember
search
all
engines.
those search engines before
Yeah.
everybody just accepted Google as the thing?
Yeah. It was all
Oh
the different
man, that was a
search
time to be
engines. That
alive.
was a good time.
Anyway, I won't
Yeah.
derail this whole thing, but I did
All right,
find
Anthony,
that
tell us about your weekend.
Yes, please.
Nothing too crazy. pretty calm weekend overall. Friday night was just kind of hanging out. I think that's when I started watching the Reacher series and
Getting frustrated by it.
frustrated by the inaccuracy of the size comparison. But that's okay. And I'm trying to think. I think I took a couple pictures of. Sorry, guys. Normally, what I have to do is I take pictures on the days because we go cover so many weekends things that I forget what to cover. Oh yes, that's exactly what I did. So gave Lucy a bath, and then I watched it, and then she's swimming now. So all Katie does is hold her head while she's in the bathtub, and she
Kicks her arms and legs.
kicks her out. It's the cutest thing ever, man. It's so cute.
You should take her to a pool.
Yeah,
Oh.
maybe eventually, maybe this summer. But it's so cute. I just can't believe how big she's getting. My back. I keep rubbing my back. Right, I have more and more back pain every day because she is now like I don't want to say heavy, but
it's a long amount of weight.
I'm always surprised when I pick her up.
Yeah.
I go, ooh,
Yeah.
you're dense. You are a dense little person.
Yeah, like their bones are made of concrete.
Yeah, and I'm like,
They're
you're
not, but that's how
so
I feel.
cute in her little onesie, but like I pick her up and I go, geez, like
Like
where
a
is all
summer
this weight?
sausage made out of bowling ball material.
Well, and
Yeah,
it's
well-
one of those things like if you had 15 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And you just had to carry it
Yeah.
in a spot on your arm all day, or you're moving it back and forth, and you couldn't really set it down for, let's say you're given at least an hour and a half, you'd start to notice it. And I
Well,
don't think a lot of people realize
yeah.
that. It's why I remember when I told you, dude, just start doing some curls with a 20-pound weight. Because you're going to be surprised
Yeah.
what a little 6-pound, 7-pound baby is in a car seat when you're lifting it in and out. It's going to start hurting.
Yeah, she's definitely pretty dense, and but she's just getting big, and it's just crazy, man. 4 months. She's 4 months old today.
Very nice.
Can you believe that? 4 months. That's nuts.
How fast has it gone?
It's weird because it has gone fast, but at the same time, I feel like I've enjoyed her being in that age. Right? I feel like I've been a good dad, being there through the progression of where
Yeah.
she, being born to where it is. So I don't feel like I've missed out, I guess you could say. I don't have any like regrets there. I feel like I've been pretty involved. And so anyway, so we did that with her, and then Saturday kind of came and went pretty fast, but I did a couple things on Saturday. We went and took the baby out for a walk, took the dogs out as well, and I ended up I'm trying to think what I ended up doing that night. I ended up watching more of the Reacher series. So I made it through like 5 episodes. I'm up to the 5th episode. But
Okay.
So you're
again,
almost halfway.
So I watched the 6th episode last night.
just not in love with it.
Oh, I finished the whole thing.
Just not
and
in
it's
love with
worth it.
So we did that, and then I'm trying to think. Yeah, Saturday was,
Yeah. Thanks, G.
Dane will remain child's my first baby as a summer sausage.
But
Yeah.
she seems more expressive now, right?
Oh, she's way more expressive. She is, she smiles all the time. She's so cute. It's insane. So Saturday I was supposed to do more than what I actually ended up doing. It was one of those like, dang, let this day really disappear. And it was beautiful out too. It was actually really
was.
nice. It was a little chilly still, but we tried to do what we could. We went on a walk and whatnot. But then it was Sunday morning. We knew we were doing the Super Bowl stuff, so I wanted to get my bike ready because I've taken my bike into the shop tomorrow for some fork seals, right? My Triumph, and I haven't washed it in forever. So I spent time just kind of detailing it, washing it, giving it a quick rinseless wash, just going over everything. The big thing is that whenever my bike is going to a shop or it's going to somewhere outside of my hands, I like to give it to them clean.
Well,
Because
it
I
also-
find that when I give people a dusty bike or a dusty anything,
Scratch it.
I just see them put hands all over.
Well, it's also, you get a second to go over the whole bike again.
Yeah,
So
to
that way
know
you
what's
know if there's any scratches, any dings, anything that maybe you've missed. Because that's always the frustrating part is you take it over to them and then you bring it home, you clean, you're like, when did this scratch happen? Or when did this?
No,
it's
that's very
kind of
true.
a smart idea to do that because you get your hands on it.
Yeah. So I cleaned everything up. I still have to disassemble some of the headlight and things like that tonight. But I just wanted to get it cleaned up, looking good. And then I kind of pulled out some of the other things, checked out, the other bike, and started that up. And just I was just kind of going over everything. I was gonna try to do something car related or do something this weekend. It was one of those that I was very lethargic. Just didn't really have the energy. And I think I needed to go to the gym, but I didn't go. And I think that the gym would have given me some energy. So I wish I would have done that. But what can you do? So then we went over to our neighbor's house for the Super Bowl, the Superb Owl. And it was a good time. Went over there, brought some food, snacks, hung out with them. Got to sit down and watch. They have some kids. They have the one couple across the street. They have 2 kids, and then the neighbor down the street, they have 1. And they all got to play together. It was fun playing with the kids. And the parents got to sit back and relax, and joked around a little bit, and just had a good time watching the game. I didn't really watch the game, and I more or less just focused on what the kids were doing. It seemed more entertaining.
You
right?
relate more to the kids?
I relate more to the kids, right? Because, for example, like one of the kids, Maverick, he comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, Anthony, I found this in the closet. Do you want to play with me?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh gosh, he's probably bringing me a board game, right?" He brings me a Beyblade arena.
Whoa!
And I'm like, yes, I will play Beyblade with you, right? Just out there ripping these things, and he's like, "Whoa, you get it to go so fast." I'm like, "I do, because I'm a grown up and I have the strength of a grown up. It's amazing." And so, but we did that, and that was a good time. But then, went back home. We were just so tired after that. Honestly, I had 3 drinks, or 3 or 4 drinks. I had a mixed drink, and then I followed up with some sour beers, from 10 Barrel, right? I got the pack of the sours, and I had a couple of those beers, and I was like, man, I have not had anything to drink in months, and this is hitting me pretty hard, and to the point where I'm just falling asleep. I'm gonna fall asleep on the couch, and so. End up just laying there, just watching some more commercials. I wish I would have done more. I wish I would have done literally anything. I think I just need to do something to start energizing me.
Up the activity level.
Yeah, that, or I need to stop having back pain. I think I need to go to get a massage.
Oh.
Have you guys gotten a massage recently?
Not recently.
I think I need one, man. My lower back. It's a compounding thing that's happening. My posture when holding the baby is getting worse and worse.
Are you arching forward when you do it? You're just kind of
I'm leaning back and pushing out my stomach, right?
Oh.
To take less pressure off my arms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I find that when I'm holding her, I'm a endurance holder.
Well, that's why the dad bod builds out the gut, so you have a surface to place the child on.
That's what it's developed. That's why it develops.
Yeah.
I don't want it to
Your
develop
body
like
goes,
that.
we need to build a shelf here to take the strain off
Done
the
and
back.
done. Horizontal surface. Here you go.
But I'm an endurance holder, meaning I'll set her down and let her do her thing, right? But then I don't realize I'm holding her for the amount of time I am.
Right. Yeah,
right?
I also was an endurance holder, as evidenced by the shelf.
Because I'll put on a show and I'll think,
It
I'll just kind
exists
of
for a
rock her
reason.
to
So you
sleep,
take their
right?
legs, you strap them over.
2 hours later.
Yeah.
I'm I've been holding this baby for 2 hours.
Now, I will point out, your neighbors are right across the street from you. So even though you were drinking, all you had to do was walk across the street.
Oh, no, that
to
was
get home.
beautiful. Yeah, that was great. I've never been in a situation where I've been in a neighbor's house drinking where you just walk home. That's pretty nice. So
It's like a 2-minute walk.
no, less than that, Dane. It was 10 seconds.
You could see the car, so it was right there.
Yeah.
Our house is right there.
Yeah. So, but anyway, no, it was a good weekend. I wish I would have done more, and I think that I'm just feeling kind of all right, I got to start getting some stuff done.
Well,
I have a lot of projects on my plate.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But I don't know what the heck to even tackle right now. Seriously. I have so many different car things, garage things I want to do. I finally got some of the MDF out of my garage this weekend, and I just want to start organizing things and getting things back to how I want
Maybe
them.
time to do spring cleaning. Pull all the cars out. Pull everything out of the garage.
Katie had asked me. She's like,
reorganize.
"Hey, we were going on a walk, and she noticed a lean-to shed on the side of a house." She's like, "What do you think of those? Those are kind of cool, right?"
You're like, I've been trying.
You've
That's
been
on
trying
my
to-
list. I keep saying we should do this.
And I said, "Hey, do you remember when I talked to you about this? 6 months ago?" She's like, "No, I don't remember that."
That was a year and a half ago when Gabe first brought up his guy who does those, who does a really good
You
job.
were like, I could do it.
Yeah.
Could have built this.
No, we
I
have
had a guy.
we have to check with the HOA anyways, and but yeah, so there's just a lot of projects I'm wanting to do, and I've been thinking about, and I'm trying to figure out I don't know. Like the more and more I keep seeing like, garage flooring, the more I'm enticed about that. But I think, I don't really want garage flooring right now. Do I want garage flooring? I don't want it. And I keep racking through all these ideas in my head on projects I want to take on. And then I go overwhelmed because I realize I just don't have the time that I used to have. Mm-hmm. And then everything gets put on the back burner. I got to drop off the CRZ parts for paint. Ooh. I've been saying that for like weeks a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done that yet. So
are you looking forward to when your child gets to be the age you can start involving her with like car projects and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that something you plan to do? Or are you just like, I'm not going to force her into doing car stuff because maybe she won't care or doesn't want to do it?
The hard part is my kids are now at that age. Mm-hmm. They're not
into it.
But they don't have the interest.
They're not in. They're like, I tell them, come outside when it's a nice day. I'll open the garage. Hey, I'm going to be working on this car. Do you want to come help me wash it? And they're like, I kind of want to play on the computer.
Yeah.
And I go, well, it's nice. Why don't you guys just ride your bike in the driveway? Like, at least ride in the driveway while you're there. Get your scooter out. Yeah. Play with the neighbor kids. I kind of don't want to even be outside.
Oh.
And it's like...
Okay. And if you force them to do it, they might end up resenting it. So even if you're getting the end result you want, they may not.
No, my dad forced me.
That.
Like my dad forced me to do things, right? Yeah. So for
Did
example,
you resent it,
my Portuguese dad, right? Mm-hmm. Not my stepdad, but my Portuguese father, right? He just demanded things. Mm-hmm. So like for example, he's like,
there wasn't an option.
But the thing was, if he was working on a project, I couldn't just be out around playing.
Yeah.
I had to be involved with what he was doing,
right?
Because he made me, right? Like he'd be like, "Hey, I'm cleaning out a shed," right?
That's what my dad would do.
And I'm like, "Oh, cool, all right." So I'll just play out here on the grass with my sister. No, you have to help me clean out the shed. Well, I don't want to clean out the shed. There's spiders in there, right? No, you have to do it.
Yeah.
So I clean out the shed, right?
Yep.
Or hey, I'm painting something. You have to paint with me.
Right.
I don't want to paint. I'm a 9, right?
Yep. I'm going to do a bad job.
No, but that's what my dad did too.
So like I got forced to do that stuff that I didn't want to do, but if given the option, if it was like you saying, "Hey, I'm detailing the garage. You guys just want to hang out, create some vibes, ride around on the front yard," I'd be like, yeah.
Right, because that's what I wanted to do.
I would do this.
My dad, when we got our house over here, he's like, "You're 10 years old, right?" I'm 10 years old. He's like, "Hey, I'm building a fence around the property. 6 foot tall security fence around the property. Sure. I need you to hold these boards every day. After school, on the weekends, hold these boards. I hated it. It was all rough cut.
Hurt
wood.
your hands, splinters.
Yeah, you get those
splinters. I was like, "Can I have gloves?" He's like, "Just hold it. And I was like, ugh. Like, and then I'd see my sister would come out and ride her bike, or she'd play with sidewalk chalk, and I was like,
why can't I do
just
what
want
she's
to do
doing?
those things? And he's like, "I need you to hold this board. Hold it up." And I just remember thinking, if only I could do that stuff. My neighbor friends would come over. "Hey, we're going to go ride bikes to the Kings and get some candy." And I'm like, "Oh man, I would love to do that." My dad's like, "Hey, get off your bikes and come over and help me hold these boards."
Yeah.
And there was massive lengths of these. I mean, it was just, I just remember it was not fun. And so I'm trying to be the dad that's like, "Just come out. Just come hang out with me. I'm not going to ask you to do it, but please come out." And even then it's pulling teeth. So maybe I have to force so that they'll realize that being outside on their bikes and their scooters is way more fun than having to do the job.
Well, not being in the parent role, I don't have really much room to speak on it. But at the same time, I just feel like there's got to be that balance between getting your kid when they're at the right age to do this stuff, get them interested in it, but don't like demand it of them to the point that they hate you for it or they hate doing it. Like you want to get them to where their level of interest is there, but like maybe wean them into it if you can get them interested. I don't know. But at the same time, it just, when people use them as just child labor, build the fence, do this thing, it's like they're not going to enjoy that. And they're going to have memories of, depending on how their attitude develops as they grow older, they may grow to like hate those memories that they had, or they may look on them fondly like, "Oh, that's."
Do you remember all those that your dad used to make you do? Do you hate those memories? Like, do you hate those things, or do you enjoy them?
The difference is
have fun
usually
and look forward to it.
Usually, it was never forced. Was the thing. I'm fortunate in that case where I didn't have it like demanded most often. I did have to chop wood a few times where it was required. But other than that, it was mostly like, hey, I'm doing this thing. You want to help me with it? It was great. Like, I like that, to be able to go and
See,
do.
we would work on cars.
Yeah, but
that I enjoyed.
As much as he may like cars, he wasn't like, sorry, Dad, he wasn't like a gearhead under the hood.
Right, no,
wrenching
I'm
or
just saying
anything
the
like that.
stuff that you had to do with your father.
Yeah.
Like, you take like what Anthony had to do with his dad. Like, hey, we're going to clean out the garage. We're going to clean out the shed. We're going to do this.
No, it wasn't
like
garage stuff. It was like, think of always the worst jobs you
right.
wouldn't
No,
wanna
that's
do.
but that's what I'm saying.
He would save that for the weekends that I would
Right.
go there because
Yeah.
he'd be like,
'Cause he
oh,
needed help.
Anthony can help me
Yeah.
do this.
No, but
and he can do this.
So my dad would
Hated it.
ask me to do the yard stuff, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna build this fence. I need you to help me do this, and I hated it. But if he said, hey, we're going to the shop because I need to do a tune-up on the Datsun,
Sure.
or we're gonna go work on the yellow truck because he always had these short body or square body Chevys that he was building.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, we're gonna go do some. I'm gonna go tear out the interior on the yellow truck. Do you want to come help me? I love doing that stuff.
See, I love
That's the stuff I wanted to do.
I love
and I didn't have a
to
problem.
go along on errands to
Yeah.
the hardware store or
Right,
just
okay.
like
So you like
something out of the
yeah.
house. Like he would ask, he goes, hey, I'm gonna go get some lumber. I'm gonna go get some like hardware, whatever little thing. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, can I come? Because it was an opportunity to get out of the house. I couldn't drive yet. I was a little kid, so it's just like, oh, we got to go to Eagle Hardware and check out something. It was just kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I like those memories. Those I'm
Yeah.
fond of. That was Ernst,
Ernst,
whatever that
yeah.
store was. Yeah. Those old memories. I
Yeah.
love
See,
that
I like
stuff.
that, and I'm thankful for them. And I'm still thankful for the ones that I hated because I now know how to build a fence.
Yeah. Whether
I know
it's
how to
character
build a
building
shed.
stuff.
I know how
Yeah.
to do stuff because I remember those days when I was a little kid. I'm not house projects don't scare me. I probably could repipe your entire house,
Sure.
Dane, and do all the drywall myself.
Repipe a lot of things.
I could do it.
Yeah.
Because I have that confidence that it's not such a big deal.
Right.
Because mechanically I see how that stuff works, and I go, yeah, okay, I can do
But
that
just
stuff.
having seen enough
Do
people,
I want to do it? No, not really.
having seen enough people who grew up in similar circumstances and stuff, though, it seems like it's highly dependent on the kind of personality you had when
Right.
you had that happen
Yeah.
to you. Because some kids grow up and they absolutely hate it,
Yeah,
and they
like
want to get as far away from it as possible.
Saturday
Whereas
morning?
you took it in stride,
Yeah.
and you're just like, well, I guess I got that skill
Yeah.
now.
Saturday morning, I said, Og, we need to run to D&B. I need to pick up some lacquer thinner,
Yep.
and we're going on a soda run.
Okay.
And he's like, what are we driving? And I said, the red truck. And he goes, all right. And then, start playing the TikTok music, and we got in the garage door comes up, and we got in the red truck, and But no, it
what
was
about
my days started with so the thing. Let me make this very clear. My time at my own home with my mom and my stepdad, right, who really raised me,
Yeah.
right. I always had a good weekends, right? Wake
Yeah.
up. It was the youth that you would
Yeah,
hope for, right?
right.
That my mom saying, "What are you gonna do today?" I'm gonna go put all of my toys on the trampoline and have myself in an epic battle, right? She's
awesome.
like, "That sounds great, right?"
just pick up your toys. When
Yeah,
you're
she's
done.
like, yeah. Well, just make sure maybe you can help with your dad later and go help do I don't know, whatever it is. You need normal yard stuff around our own home. Easy, right? It was when my dad picked me up, my Portuguese father, right? He picked me up. I have to determine. You have to tell you
Yeah,
between
right.
the two because they're very two different people,
Very
right?
different people.
Very
Two
different
very
personalities.
different people. So my dad would pick me up, right? And it was just so funny because the second I would go to my dad's for the weekend, I knew I'm like, okay, man, like Anthony, you're not gonna have a good time, right? You're gonna be put to work. You're gonna have to do stuff. But like my dad would always basically like say like, hey, don't worry, I'm gonna reward you with food, right?
Right.
And I'm kind of like, okay, like. I guess this will be. We'll see what we
Where
can
are we
do.
going?
The problem is my dad was one of those guys where if I spent the night on a Friday night, right, Saturday morning, he'd wake me up at 6 a.m. He'd say, "Put on your shoes, we're going." I said, "Where are we going?" He's like, "Just get in the car, we're going. We got things to do." And I would say, "Okay."
You didn't know what,
And then
though.
he's like,
You're
he's
gonna
like,
find
he's
out
like,
on
he's
the
like,
way.
you have 5 minutes. And I said, 5 minutes, but I have to get ready. He's like, you don't got time to get ready. Throw your shoes on, right? So I didn't get to brush my teeth. Never got to shower. I'm talking like this is like 10, 11, 12, age, right, where I'm more helpful.
Right.
But like get in the car with him, right? And I'd say, okay, so what are we doing? He turns on Portuguese music, and then he's like, we're driving to L.A. I'm like, yeah, but LA's like 6 hours, 7 hours away. Like, what are we doing? He's like, I got to stop at a shop to pick up something. And I'm like, all right, drive for 6, 7 hours.
Yeah.
Get to the shop. Shop's closed. I said, hey, did you not call ahead of time to see if the shop was open? Why would I call? They're always open on this day. Okay, they're not. All right, we're going back home. I said, but we just drove 6 or 7 hours to LA.
That'll be fine.
And now he's like, we're going back home. We'll pick up McDonald's. And I'm like, okay, get back home at like 11 o'clock at night, whatever the heck
whole
we get
day's
back
gone.
at. Whole day's gone, right?
Yeah.
Great
Spend the
use of
entire day driving, listening to Portuguese music, saying, hey, I'm kind of hungry. You didn't give me enough time to get my Game Boy or literally anything that I would want. It's fine. Take a nap, right? That's how my dad was, right? Then Sunday morning would come around. Get up. I'm like, what are we doing? He's like, you're going to help me clean out the shed. I'm like, okay, but that shed's full of black widows. And he's just like, he's like, yeah, that's not my problem. You got to clean it out. I said, okay, what are you doing, right? He's like, oh, I'm going to go do the lawn and I'm going to go do this, but that shed needs to be done by the time, I get done with my lawn stuff. And I said, that's literally not possible. I'm 10 years old, right? You're putting me in a black widow infested shed with no lighting. And he's just like, have all the stuff out, clean it, sweep it, wipe the floors, get the vacuum. And I'm like, dude, I'm 10, right? I'm doing all this stuff. And I would do that kind of stuff. And then he'd get mad at me because I dropped something or something like that would happen. And so that's where I kind of hated doing anything where somebody tells me I have to do something without giving me like, how do I say this? Like at least telling me like what's going on.
Why you're doing it.
Or why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Or if there's any good that can come out of that weekend. Like I have to know there's something good.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
we're cleaning the shed because we're buying a new Honda lawnmower.
something, right?
And then you're like,
any
oh,
reasoning,
I'm motivated
right?
now.
There'd be any
And you're gonna
reasoning to
use
what I'm
it.
doing,
Oh.
right? To make my at least
Yeah.
so like my doing something, right? But no, it was like that. So basically, I would always tell my mom, I said, I don't like going to my dad's house because like I feel like
Yeah, you feel like you have to work.
That's all I'm doing is just working. But my dad was like, well, it builds character. No, it showed me that I hated doing everything that was related to what he did. And
You get these hard ass guys who are just like, the work is its own reward.
Well,
and it's like,
and then-
depending on the work, it can be
but-
fulfilling, but this ain't it, Chief.
But then my dad tells me, oh, well, in the islands in Portugal, right, you would have to be doing this at 6 years old. You were working at 7. You had to drop out of, he would compare that. I'm like, yeah, man, but like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I live in the United States, was born here, citizen, and
Do what I want.
have options.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
Nice way to round out the podcast.
yeah, the
today.
goal
This
is, I
fun.
guess, what we need to do is as we go in our age of fatherhood, we need to make sure that we're not destroying our children.
I
by
reserve my right to be
forcing
the cool
labor
uncle.
upon them, right? Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know. I'll just spoil the kids.
There you go.
All right. So, well, that is one way to round out a podcast. I hope that spurred some conversation in your household.
And I'm
Something
sorry for the way
interesting
Anthony
chat
had to
about.
grow up.
Oh, yeah. No.
No,
give
it's,
you
I
a
mean, it's
hug.
fine.
There's good, there's
it's,
bad, there's stuff in between.
It's fine. Like, it was mostly, like, honestly, it was like, I would say, like, realistically, it's like 95% good. But that 5%, I was
It
like,
sticks
I
out
was like,
real
I was like,
bad.
man, that sucked.
Yeah.
Hated that, right? And I never got any reason to why anything like that
Yeah.
happened.
But now you do. Now you ask.
Now
That's
it's-
one thing that
yeah.
you always ask. Why are we doing this? You do
Which-
ask that a lot.
Which I love because the people who ask you to do something, that's their least favorite question. But I like hearing the why.
Yeah.
I like knowing the why because that's going to help
Yeah.
Well,
me
I
or
like,
you or anyone
well,
else
I like,
do a better job knowing
no,
what the
dude, but that stuff
purpose
has followed
of
me
reaching this
forever,
goal.
though, right? Because when I worked at like Lowe's, for example, hey, we're doing a new like shelving landscape or whatever. What's it called?
Like merchandising, like they're
Well, yeah, I mean, I did merchandising
Yeah, but
execution.
what's that called when you change the layout of
You're
a shelf?
changing the planogram.
The planogram, right? We have a new planogram for this, right? We're moving this shelf down to this shelf down. Why?
Yeah.
And when they did it,
because that's what it says.
see, in my case, statistically, it showed that things on certain shelves move better, and depending on the manufacturer of the given products,
they
they
would-
paid more to be in certain places on the shelf.
there would
and
be a
that's why it worked.
planogram or something like that, and there would be a manager that said, "No, I want it this way. Make it like this."
Yeah,
Why?
and the store people always wanted it
Can't
different.
tell you why.
than the
I want it
manufacturers
like
did.
this. Why? Why are you so? Just do it. I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah.
Sounds like you didn't have the luxury of knowing. That sucks. All right.
Like
so
watching screens and baseboards, but now you realize the value.
yes, that is what happened. So
I
thank
know,
you.
but the thing is I would never just ask my kids to do that.
Yeah.
Because that's just not something.
Right.
I would be like, I could do a better job than you, much faster.
Yeah.
I would rather have you doing like literally anything other than something.
But as kids,
like
they're
that.
lower to the
But I
ground.
understand that they do
baseboards.
need to learn skills, and they will absolutely learn skills. But I'll do it in a different way that I think isn't like they have some better understanding, right? Like if I said, hey, you have to clean the screens. Why do you clean the screens, right? Because statistically proven, right, that less spider webs and cobwebs, and that will attract
spiders out of your
and
room.
it keeps them protected, right? And they'll be like,
okay.
oh, that sounds awesome. I'm like, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it, right? It makes us look less grungy. Why would you care with that, right? I could say like I could make something
Right.
up, right?
Yeah, you make it more
I
fun.
could make it sound awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the
And you gotta use the pressure washer.
Don't ask us questions. Just do it.
It's when you're stuck on a need-to-know basis that it all just kind of falls flat.
What
and you
happens
don't
here at
feel
the Red
like you're
Company? There's a need
right.
to
motivated.
So,
So,
anyways,
All right.
well,
Thanks,
I think that
Dane.
was definitely an interesting conversation. I really appreciate. Please, someone hold Anthony after this is over. Thank you, G. So this is over. We've given you all a lot to think about, and little child rearing technique, whatever. But that's up to you guys to determine. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And we always keep it interesting here on the podcast. You really never know where it's going to go, and I think we all enjoy it that way. So sorry if we talk over each other, but we're just so excited sometimes. I'm pointing out a particular comment I saw the other day. Anyway, guys, thank you. We will catch you later this week on the main channel, the Rag Company channel, for Q&A Thursday. Don't miss it. We got some guests in, so
There you go.
We'll see ya.
See ya.